Hey guys, Conceptual BJJ. Today we're going to be doing setups for the arm drag. So we talked about arm drags in our last video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. Some great details there on hit the arm drag from guard. Today we're going to be talking about different setups and how to use that for offense and defense to counter your opponent's attempts. So if John's passing guard, one of the things that you want to do is retain guard. So if he's gripping me, I'm going to try to break his grips. I'm going to try to get connected and get my frames in, right? But if John's passing and I'm just defending here like this, I'm going to end up, just defending guard, and he's like no threat of attack, so he can continue to pass either side. So if John's passing side to side here, and I'm just like framing, I'm just framing and defending, he can keep passing. He doesn't feel threatened. He can just he's not really expending much energy. I'm the one that's following him. So at some point, I want to start putting him on the defense. This is really good when your opponent starts reaching for grips on you. So one of the first things that they'll do, they'll either grab your leg or grab your hand. So John grabs my hand. A lot of times, you can break this grip. We don't want to freak out and open up space and just break this grip. Now he can underhook me or push me back. We want to make sure we have a good base where we can keep our shoulders in front of our hips or head in front of our hips, so that if he tries to push me back, it's a lot harder. If my head's over my hips, if he pushes me back, I'm just gonna fall back. So make sure you have good posture here. He grabs me, instead of trying to break this grip and worry about it, I'm gonna use it as an arm drag. So all I need to do is pass his hand across my center line, right? So if I don't, again, he can get an underhook if I just leave it here and pull, right? But we wanna set up an arm drag. He grabs me same side, I'm gonna pass this across my center line, not even changing the grip, letting him grab me. I'm just using it to drag across my body. I'm gonna grab at the armpit and hit the arm drag. We have all those details of the arm drag in the arm drag video, so make sure to check that out. I'm not gonna go over it in this video. So I'm gonna grab at the armpit, and then now I can pull and break his grip. And he almost has to let go to keep his face from falling into the mat. If he doesn't let go, his face is just gonna fall on the mat, which is fine anyway. Because his base is broken, right? So I'm just gonna take this across, I'm gonna pull and scoop my hip out to the side. Boom. Now I can come up, I can take the back. A lot of times you'll sit to guard, to avoid the back take. The other grip is if he cross grips me. You can do the same thing. He cross grips me. I'm gonna take my hand across my chest so his hand's past my center line, right? Once his hand's past my center line, I'm just gonna change the grip, grab at the armpit, and same thing. I'm gonna hit my arm drag, boom, right? The other grip that I'll like to take is on my ankles. This is really good against bigger opponents that like to pressure you and keep your legs down. So the more pressure he puts down on me, the easier it's gonna be for me. So if you feel like you can't move your legs and you're just framing here, this is a good counter and a good option to go off of that. So what I'm gonna do is you can bring a leg out, or if it's stuck, it's fine if it stays there. It might be a little easier if you bring the leg out, but you can just grab, same thing, at the armpit, not at the elbow, so that I can move him. I grab this, nothing really happens if I grab here. So I'm gonna grab here, I'm gonna shift my hip using this hand on the mat. I'm gonna bring my hip out here and turn my hip towards him. So I'm gonna shift my hip out like this, and I'm gonna pull, turning my hip. I'm not using the power of my arm, I'm turning my whole body with it, like I'm swinging from a branch almost. Like this. And a lot of times, guys, if they're really committed with their weight, their face will almost face plant. And this is a really good option anytime he's trying to control you, right? Instead of just framing and defending, you can go base off their grips. If you can't break the grip, he's putting a lot of weight on it, or he's starting to pass, boom, he's putting a lot of weight, starting to pass, boom, right? You can just pull him right down to the mat. Now, another option he has is if he steps up, you can go to single leg, X, or knee taps. So what happens a lot of times is as I drag, he steps his leg up to defend on the outside usually. So here, now I have options. If his head's over here, I can go to single leg X. So this makes a post to frame, to keep his weight over here. I'm gonna scoot in and go to single leg X, where I can sweep him. You can go for heel hooks right here. If you're doing no-gi, you have sweeps. You can come up here and sweep. If his head stays on that side, So if I do the drag and you step steps his leg up and his knee's close, I can bring his head and knee tap him. I'm gonna curl this leg, knee tap him, and now I can come up for my pass, right? All right, guys, so I hope you appreciate this. Some really good setups that I like to go off of that can help put your opponent on the defense. So instead of defending from guard, you now have like attacks to go off their grips. So you can arm drag off, wrist grips, cross wrist grips when they're grabbing your legs, especially when they're committing their weight on your legs. You switch your hips and drag that position. Again, check out that arm drag video that we have. Really good details if you haven't seen that yet. Hope you like this content and how to arm drag. Hopefully it makes your arm drags better. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.